Summary of Facilitating with Ease. A Step-by-Step Guidebook. By Ingrid Benz. Facilitation, not just for HR anymore. In the past decade, skillful facilitation has become recognized for making meetings effective. As a result, facilitation is a skill everyone is expected to have, not just human resource professionals. Facilitation is a core competency for anyone in management or on a team. With this skill, you can get the most from people when you need their buy-in and active participation. You also need facilitation skills to help support people so they take charge. As a facilitator, you aren't participating in a meeting or trying to influence its outcome. Rather, your role is to help provide the participants with structure and tools. You help participants identify goals and develop action plans, and you help everyone participate. Facilitation is being a leader without taking the reins, since your goal is to get others to take the lead and the responsibility for action. You are like a referee rather than a player in a game, in that you observe and guide what happens. This approach is different from the traditional approach to leading meetings, where the leader takes a strong, dominant role. Instead, responsibility shifts to the group participants. Most critically, you help the meeting participants determine their own goals and how to get there. You accomplish this by helping group members define their goal and their specific objectives to achieve it, helping participants recognize their needs and work out plans to meet them, keeping the discussion on track, helping group members use their time more efficiently, helping participants take all opinions into account and reach consensus, helping others gain leadership skills by sharing the responsibility for leading the group. Facilitation skills. As the facilitator, you are in charge of the process, not the content of the meeting. The content is the meeting's verbal portion, the agenda or the subject being discussed. By contrast, the process refers to how things are discussed and includes the methods, procedures, format and tools used. It also refers to the group's dynamics and style of interaction. Often the participants aren't even aware of these process factors. Manage meetings as a process leader, while the participants deal with the content. You can employ two facilitator tools, core practices and process tools. Core practices include staying neutral on content, avoid giving opinions. Use questions and suggestions. Listening actively, use eye contact and attentive body language. Ask questions, use queries to get data, test assumptions and increase involvement. Paraphrase to clarify, repeat what others say to make key ideas clear and to show people they are being heard. Synthesize ideas, help people build on each other's thoughts and gain a picture of collective thinking. Stay on track, keep the meeting focused, using time guidelines and parking. Digressions to help move ahead. Give and receive feedback, let group members know how they are proceeding, so they can make corrections if necessary. Test assumptions, make sure people are aware of and understand their tie-ins. When necessary, help participants challenge wrong assumptions. Collect ideas, keep track of ideas as they emerge and note final decisions on a flipchart or electronic board that everyone can see. Prepare clear summaries, this enables you to provide closure at the end of a discussion or to revive a discussion that has become confused. The process tools are structured activities with a series of steps. The most frequently used include visioning, brainstorming, gap analysis, multivoting, priority setting, root cause analysis, force field analysis, decision grids, process mapping, mind mapping, affinity diagrams, tree diagrams, histograms, scatter diagrams, flowcharts and systematic problem solving. You can apply these tools as needed under different circumstances. Asking good questions. Your ability to ask questions is the most important facilitative technique. Among other things, questions invite participation. They get people thinking about issues from different points of view and they provide feedback on how participants think the meeting is going. The two basic types of questions are closed-ended questions, which require a one-word answer and close-off discussion, and open-ended questions, which usually begin with what, how, when, or why, and stimulate discussion. Questioning formats include fact-finding questions, feeling-finding questions, tell me more questions, best or least questions, third-party questions, and magic wand questions to explore what people truly desire. As the meeting progresses, use a flip chart or some other recording device to capture participants' ideas. You or a recorder should write down exactly what people say, using keywords to reflect meaning. Give feedback in a positive way, covering such things as how the meeting is going, whether or not the goal is being achieved, and how decisions are being made. You can simply ask members to respond, use a written survey, or seek written feedback. The steps to use when giving feedback include asking permission to offer feedback, describing what you are observing, giving others an opportunity to explain, and offering suggestions for improvement. At times, you can give direction while still staying neutral. You can offer your idea as a question, such as asking, what are the benefits of renting new computers on a temporary basis? You can offer suggestions. Or finally, to keep the group from making a big mistake, you can take off your facilitator's hat and tell the group you are doing so. But only do this on a limited basis, to avoid compromising the facilitation process. The 7 stages of facilitation. To be an effective facilitator, prepare for the meeting by following these steps to a successful meeting, especially for a long, complex gathering with many members. Commonly, facilitators spend a day of preparation for each meeting day. 1. Assessment and design. Learn about the group so you can prepare your meeting design plan, especially if you are coming in as an outside facilitator. If the group is new to you, use one-on-one interviews, group interviews, surveys, or observations to learn about them. 2. Feedback and refinement. Get input and agreement on your initial meeting design plan from the group coordinator. 3. Final preparation. Finalize the design in writing, identify any needed supplies, and design and write any workshop materials. 4. Starting a facilitation. Arrive before the meeting, make sure the room is appropriately set up, ideally with modular furniture rather than a big boardroom table. Also make sure there are flip chart sheets and available wall space for posting them. 5. During a facilitation, provide the structure and process to keep the discussion moving ahead smoothly. 6. Ending a facilitation, help bring closure, including making sure group members reach decisions and create detailed action steps to work toward them. 7. Following up, review the results or assist the group members in their review. Promote participation and contend with conflict. 2 common hurdles in meetings are getting people to participate and dealing with conflict. Sometimes getting participation may be a problem at the beginning of a meeting, since people feel uncomfortable, don't answer questions, or are otherwise disengaged. Often, you need to warm up the group and get them involved. Recognize and overcome the barriers to participation, such as confusion about the topic, members feeling insecure about speaking in front of their supervisors, or people worrying how their peers will react to their comments. Talkative participants may shut out quieter people. You can remove blocks to participation by breaking the ice and clarifying the topic. Create buy-in by showing people the advantages of participating. For instance, ask them to start the meeting by spending a few minutes discussing the benefits of solving the problem at hand. Other techniques include using humor, creating targeted norms, or rearranging the room to encourage participation, i.e. seating people at small, modular tables. In the case of conflict, you must discern the difference between debates and arguments. Healthy debate is beneficial, because you want group members to express differences of opinion. In such a debate, people are open to hearing others' ideas and understanding them. People also remain objective and focus on the facts. By contrast, dysfunctional arguments can result in a disaster if allowed to continue. In such arguments, people assume they are right, won't listen to other people's views, and personally attack or blame others. When you facilitate a conflict, start by letting people vent their emotions. In this step, you slow things down, stay totally neutral and calm, emphasize listening, and call time out as needed. Then, in the second phase, you resolve the underlying issue by using one of the 5 major approaches to conflict resolution. In order of preference, they are: 1. Collaborating. Help people put all the facts on the table to work out the best solution for everyone. Use this about 65% of the time. 2. compromise, help the disputants find a middle ground, about 20% of the time. 3. Avoidance, suggest moving on to another issue, about 10% of the time. 4. Accommodation, encourage one of the parties to give in to another who is especially determined. Use this only when keeping the peace matters more than finding a solution, about 5% of the time. 5. Competing, assert your own opinion about what people should do. Avoid using it. The goal, better decisions. Probably your most important function is helping groups make high-quality decisions. Common reasons for making poor decisions include aimless drifting and random discussions, running out of time, having arguments about important items, having differing assumptions about the problems and constraints, and going off track. To cure these, use the appropriate strategy, such as helping the group develop a structured approach to decision-making, create a detailed agenda before each meeting, and training the group in teamwork skills so they know how to listen and build ideas more effectively. Knowing the key meeting management skills will help you run better meetings, too. The fundamentals include creating and using a detailed agenda and developing step-by-step process notes indicating how you will facilitate each discussion and what tools and techniques you will use. Also, clarify the roles and responsibilities of those facilitating the meeting, which may include a minute taker, timekeeper, and scribe, as well as a facilitator and a chairperson.